when I got this guy, Topspin, from the Titans Return line, it was wave 4 of the deluxes. I said then that I couldn't wait until wave 5 to get his brother in arms. That being this guy, the wave 5 Twin Twist. In fact, of the two jump starters, as a kid I only had Twin Twist because I really kind of dug the drill tank. And I looked at the G1 version in episode 223. So let's see how this guy manages to stack up when we focus on him in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor. Have a look at Universal Collision, my stop motion series. Spend some time on the channel. See what catches your attention. And of course, check me out everywhere. And I am very excited to be taking a look at the Titans Return Twin Twist and his Titan Master partner, Flameout. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Flameout. Yeah, Flameout. Now, I just recently took a look at Aimless and Misfire. Aimless basically gives Misfire the power to have an ion blaster, not that it improves his aim any. What does this guy do? Well, it's really interesting. With Topspin, he comes with Freeze Out. And Freeze Out will basically make sure that a transformer is stuck in one mode. They can't transform. This guy is a little bit different. He overloads the transformation cog of other robots, and it makes the process of going back and forth between modes get out of control, and eventually they kind of have a mode switching meltdown. So I guess it sort of melts their T-cog, so to speak. So, you know, Freeze Out just stops them from transforming, and Flame Out causes them to overheat, basically. I think that that's kind of cool. I really do think that that's kind of cool. So we're going to take this guy out of it just for a second, and I'm going to point out to you that, hey, we have instructions. You know, they're instructions, so that's a thing. Here is the box art, and I'll back this up so we can see it better. Here's the box art. Doesn't stand out as much as Misfire, but I knew it pretty much immediately. Absolutely dig it on the back. The product shot is a product shot. You know, it is what it is. And as always, here we go with the ever popular collector card. It's nice. I like it. It's nice artwork. He looks good. All of these, though, have been nice artwork. And his tech specs. His strength, his speed is both, what, 12? So the speed sort of surprises me a bit. His Fire Blast, I sort of expected that to be higher. That's an 11. Assuming we have him connected with his Titan Master partner, which we probably do. His intelligence is a lot lower than I thought it was going to be. But, you know, what do I know? What do I know? I'm not uber familiar with the guy. Maybe he wasn't that bright. He comes with... I'll point these out now. He comes with two of these blasters. They are the exact same ones that Topspin came with, and they go together the same way. They connect, and you can put Flameout in here, and he still does not stay in. They're very tightly. He's not in there secure at all. The idea is you put him in, there's a spot for that little nubbin on the back of his foot to go, and he's supposed to be able to, you know, stay in here like this. It doesn't really work. He's extremely loose, but it is what it is. You know, this guy is very bland. I mean, his eyes are painted, and that's really it. I guess for Titan Masters they used the whole paint budget on Aimless. Okay, it's pretty bland. We close over the head, and of course he has a ball joint, you know, for the shoulders and at the head, and he can get in a seated position. But here is the head sculpt for Twin Twist, and I love it. That blue that was used on the visor, that brilliant blue used on the visor of Topspin, that was like a metallic blue, is used here on the eyes again. I love the silver on the face. Absolutely dig the head sculpt. So I will, by the way, the head fits in easier on this guy than he does on Twin Twist or Topspin. I feel like Topspin's head is, how can I put this? When you try to put the Titan Master in Topspin, it's very, very tight, at least on my version. I don't have that problem with this guy. I do, however, have one other problem with him. I'm going to bring this in. And for the record, the problem I don't think is widespread. I think it's a like results will vary type of thing, and it's just on mine. On the back here, the cockpit section piece on mine likes to pop off all the time. It's not a big deal. It just fits right back in there, and we bring these pieces up. It's not a big deal. It's just something to note, I suppose. Now, I really like Topspin. I scored him high. His paint, I scored Topspin's paint because I love that visor so much at 15. This guy, it's very accurate. The silver over here on the chest is a little bit bland. It should have something else on it. And I feel like the detailing, the yellow detailing up on the arm should have a hint of red to it as well. But very minor gripes. His paint is a 9.5 for sure. It's really good. Again, I think that the thighs are painted on this guy. I think it's gray plastic, painted gray from the thigh swivel down. So I dig it. I think they've done a great job with the paint apps. Articulation for the dude. We go left and right. A little bit up, a little bit down. Unlike Topspin, he'll actually stay looking down if you point the head down. The arms can go all the way around 360. They can go way out, even though we have these huge sections right here. We have a bicep swivel. We have a super duper deep elbow. We have a wrist swivel. No, we don't. I thought we had a wrist swivel, but instead I think I just popped it off. Or do we have a wrist swivel? No, we don't. We don't. We just have the ability for it to go in. I popped it off. Thankfully, I didn't break the guy. We do, however, have a waist swivel. We have, you know, pretty high kicking ability to the front. In fact, the knee also starts to bend a little bit to the front. It can go all the way back. We have a knee to easily 90 degrees. These little flaps can turn on the knee, or can, you know, bend out on the knees. The toes, I guess, can sort of tilt up a little bit, but you're pushing the back of the leg open. You know, I looked at Topspin in full in episode 253. This guy is very on par with him. The articulation I gave Topspin was at 8.5. I'm giving the same score to this guy. Let's get into the transformation, which really I should be able to go through quickly because it's the exact same thing as Topspin. Exact same thing. So, we pop off the Titan Master and we lay that dude aside for a moment. We come to the arms and we open up the bottom. we put in the fist, we collapse the arm. Ooh. We collapse the arm and close it over. Do the same on this side. You open out the bottom, put in the fist, collapse the arm, close it over. Take these treads and fold it out. Take this tread and do the same thing, fold it out. Bring out the nose section here with the 2 drill bits on it. Unpin the waist. Bring that whole section down. Take, freeze out and place them in there, I guess. If that's what you want to do. Actually, maybe I gotta put up his arms to place him in there. And close that up. Like that. You're going to take the shoulders and you're going to swivel them down into these spaces in here. So if there was a bit of a cut there, I had my memory card, my camera get full because I hadn't deleted things off it from previous work that I did. So we'll continue on here. This is about where we were. We need to, actually I think we were more like this if I'm not mistaken. We need to swivel this whole piece around and bring the waist section up. Now you need to bring the shoulders down if they want to go down. So for some reason now they're not wanting to work with me here. There we go. Bring them down, put them in the crevice here on the side of the cockpit, we'll say. Same right there. And bring these down. And you can see how this is going to come together. We open up the leg here on the back. We flip up or flip out the foot, I guess flip up the foot, whatever, to give us our rear thrusters here. By the way, on topspin, the knee did not peg in securely for me. Now, I don't think that was widespread, just like I don't think this canopy popping off is widespread. I think it's just my copy, but just worth noting that this guy does not have that issue. His knees stay pegged in perfectly well. So you open those out like that. Now you need to basically collapse the whole thigh into the leg. Oh, I made a mistake. Now that we have that done and this pin back up, we turn them at the lower waist because you want these sections to be on the top, the same side as the cockpit. Bring that in, collapse that in, and now these peg together. On topspin, pegging those together is uncomfortable and extremely tight. I don't find that issue at all with this guy. And in the end, boom, there you go. You have Twin Twist in his drill tank mode thing. He rolls just fine. Rolls great, actually. The blasters that go together to make a seat for the Titan Master, well, of course you could, I guess, leave them together if there's a way to peg these in. Although I'm not particularly seeing a way that this would peg in here sensibly. So we're going to take this apart, and you actually have two options to where you, there, I don't think I had it pushed up all the way. Now I do. You actually have two options where you might want to put the blasters, up here or down here. Up here is more of like a hexagonal hole, so it's probably intended for a stand. I assume that what you're supposed to do is place this one in here and this one over here, but I think that looks pretty ridiculous. I don't like it. So I think that it's better if you do use these, whether you face them forward to actually blast, or face them toward the rear, or even face them down a little bit. Like something maybe like in that fashion. It just sort of integrates it a little bit more, at least it does for me. I love the silver used on these drill tips. I love the guy. Honestly, the transformation is, I feel like that it took Topspin's transformation and improved it. I'd given Topspin's transformation a 10, it was brilliant. But because I don't have problems with the legs pegging together, honestly, I'm going to say transformation's like 12. It's fantastic. It really is fantastic. Overall score for this guy, just like Topspin, he's easily a 9.5. It's a great figure, great entry in the line, fantastic update to a G1 toy that really wasn't all that fantastic. But now both him and his brother are not only excellent, but they're pretty substantial, large deluxes. And I absolutely, totally dig that. Anyway, let me know what you think of this guy. And heck, while you're at it, let me know what you think of his brother, partner, whatever. You know I always like to hear from you guys, and you know I always appreciate you giving me some of your valuable time. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together for another visit right here inside the video.